So Arenanet surprised almost everybody with the announcement of Guild Wars Reforged. Nobody in the Guild Wars 2 space really enjoys Guild Wars 1 more than I do. I actually went back and replayed Guild Wars 1 while waiting for End of Dragons to come out only a handful of years ago. I have God Walking Amongst Mere Mortals, and I did that off stream. I was barely even making YouTube videos at that time. I did it for the love of the game. So with this announcement, what does it mean for Guild Wars 1? What does it mean for Arenanet in general? Well, let's talk about it. Now, the idea of putting some time and effort into revitalizing Guild Wars is great. It is one of my favorite games from my childhood. It is still a standalone great game right now. And the good things about Guild Wars Reforged is that it is getting some of the love that it deserves from the studio. It was basically abandoned once Guild Wars 2 came out, and I know some people might say, oh, well, we got some anniversary patches and stuff like that, but in reality, it was abandoned. So there are a couple of things that come with Guild Wars Reforged that I think are very good, and it definitely modernizes and keeps Guild Wars 1 relevant in the modern world, and I feel like that's largely what Guild Wars Reforged is. There is a lot of marketing and a lot of hype around it right now, like, oh, we are so back, Guild Wars 1 is back, and what that really shows is that there is a market for Guild Wars 1. I really wish that Arenanet would do more with Guild Wars 1. I think that the hard push away from Guild Wars 1 was a mistake, and they've acknowledged that mistake in the past as well. But with Reforged, what it basically is a bundle package on Steam. And the good thing about it is that it now allows players that started their Guild Wars 2 journey on Steam to link an account to Guild Wars 1 and get the Hall of Monument rewards. So if you are a Guild Wars 2 player who only played Guild Wars 2 and never played Guild Wars 1, you can buy Guild Wars 1 on Steam, link those accounts together, and you can get to the Hall of Monuments. That is the biggest drawing point for Guild Wars Reforged, outside of the fact that it has been modernized, like the graphical updates, the back-end updates, stuff like that. I believe that they are basically taking a look at Guild Wars 1 and doing a whole passover on kind of like how to clean things up. There's no guarantees. It does say that, hey, there is no follow-on updates. There's no new updates going to be coming to Guild Wars 1, but we've been hearing that for a long time. And the fact that we even got a updated modernization, graphical update, the fact that we are getting kind of Steam Deck support kind of getting built into that. I don't know if this was a pet project of somebody at the studio. It does say that they partnered with 2 Week Games, which are made up of a bunch of ex-Arenanet developers. So maybe those people just really love the game and wanted to see it live, and basically would not without these modernizations. And that's pretty much the good of Guild Wars Reforged. I mean, I think that anybody that is invested into Guild Wars 2 should definitely give Guild Wars 1 a shot, whether you wait for Reforged to come out or you purchase it standalone. I've had my Guild Wars account, since I was 12 years old or something. So I definitely feel like it is worth it in terms of money to time spent and enjoyment you get out of the game. It is very much a different game than Guild Wars 2 is, but that's not really what this video is about. There is one hang-up that I don't really like and that I am going to put out into the world, and maybe other people within the community might back me up here, is that I don't like the fact that it does not include Eye of the North. So Guild Wars Reforged includes prophecies, it includes factions, it includes Nightfall, but it does not include Eye of the North. And that is kind of concerning, because one of the main appeals is the fact that you can link this account to your Steam account. You can link your Guild Wars 2 Steam account to a Guild Wars 1 Steam account now, or kind of the same account, right? But the fact that you need to buy this base game plus the DLC is an extra step. I feel like the reason for combining and bundling all of the expansions together to make buying decisions easier, I don't really know why they decided to leave out the expansion to prophecies from the bundle. Additionally, there were questions on what version of the game you get, because if you get Game of the Year versions, you will get / bonus item. I don't know if there was any clarification on that on the Reforged. Like, if you buy Guild Wars Reforged, are you getting Game of the Year editions? Are you getting these little slash bonus items, because all of that stuff should be standardized. And these are very good questions to ask that were asked by the community that I think need answers. Realistically, if the bundle for all three of them is $20, which by the way is a steal, absolutely I would pay $20 for what you get out of that game. In my opinion, what they should have done is make all four of the games like $25 or $30 or whatever their price range was, because then it's just a one button click and you're good to go. One sale opportunity. You don't need to buy Reforge and then all of a sudden they're like, wait a minute, like I don't get Hall of Monuments. That's the whole reason to go back and do this stuff for a lot of players. So for the most part, I am glad to see Guild Wars Reforge come out. It was very surprising to me to see that Arenanet is giving any attention to Guild Wars 1. I wish that they would give more attention to Guild Wars 1, and I think that they need to do a little bit of thought on the way that they price and bundle these things together. Their marketing wing, it's getting better, but it's not quite there yet. I think that including Eye of the North in there, especially if you're giving away Reforge for free to all the existing Guild Wars owners, including Eye of the North ain't gonna be that big of a deal. So, if Eye of the North is $20 standalone and Reforge is standalone, bundle them all together, make it $40. Anyways, beyond that, I'm looking forward to getting into it and seeing what these updates look like. I always thought the game aged really well anyway, but we'll see. I'll get into the game. We'll see what's going on. Maybe I'll make a video or two about what it actually looks like and if they did a good job or not. But I've been seeing a lot of discussion on this and everybody's hyping. And in reality, I think that it is hype. Whoa, Arenanet is looking at this old game, but I don't think that it needs to be overhyped to the point that it's like, in reality, it was more hype for Steam players having access to the Hall of Monuments and some love shown to a game that everybody thought was kind of a thing of the past than it is a modern title. Anyways, with that, if you watched the video to the end, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. A special thanks to all of the members who support the channel directly. Make sure you like, subscribe, join the Discord, do all that stuff. With that, thanks again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.